All right, so Moon Knight episode 2 is out. We got some stuff to discuss. So this episode provides us a little bit more insight into Mark, and gives Steven a little more insight into Mark. So we learn right off the bat, Mark has a wife. Steven gets fired from his job. And we get so Steven decides to look into that key that was in episode 1, which leads him to a storage container. And in that storage container, there's a bunch of military provisions. It's basically where Mark stays when he's Mark. And then we get to see Mark and Steven have a conversation in the mirror, and Steven's like, I'll never give control back to you. And then Mark basically summons Khonshu and first tells him everything, and then summons Khonshu when Steven tries to leave. And we get a really cool hallway chase where all the lights flicker and like Khonshu appears in the dark. It's really cool. So Steven goes back to his apartment. We get he thinks they're regular cops coming after him about the incident in the museum in the bathroom, but it's more of they work for the villain, which I still don't know the villain's name. I'm sorry, I don't know it. I watched the episode twice, and they didn't say his name. But we learn a little bit more about him. So basically, those cops work for the villain, and they take him to a little town, I think. And they leave him in the car, and Steven and Mark have a conversation in the mirror again. And that's when we see the villain was watching him and knows what's going on with them now. He understands him a bit more, and they have a conversation regarding his motivations. So basically, the villain was Khonshu's vessel before Mark was, and then something happened and he wasn't anymore. We don't quite know what that is, but then we learn that Ahmed is now his vessel. He is the avatar for Ahmed, and the motivation is basically, I wrote it down. The motives are to basically stop people from sinning before the sin is committed, which inherently is flawed. But like, it's a good motivation to have, especially when you were the vessel for the person who punishes and brings justice to people who have committed crimes. It's actually an interesting ideology difference. But I think we've seen it before. It doesn't really matter to me, though. I was like, okay, a villain that I like. I kind of like this villain now. There's an interesting ideology battle. We also learn that the scarab from the first episode is actually a compass to Ahmed's grave, so they can resurrect Ahmed. Steven realizes like that the villain's motivations are like whack, and basically has like an ideology conversation with him, and then won't give him the scarab and leaves. And Khonshu is there too. He's like, summon the suit. So he summons the suit, and it's revealed that Steven is Mr. Knight, where he wears the tux. That's cool. I really like that. And Mark wears and Mark has never seen this before. He's like, why aren't you wearing the ceremonial armor? He's like, I don't know how to use this. So that was interesting. that one is Mr. Knight and one is Moon Knight. I'm not sure what what actually the difference is. Maybe the suit changes depending on the whichever personality is in control. Only Steven and Mark and the villain can see the jackals because the jackal's now chasing them. That's interesting, and I think it has to do with you can only see it if you've faced death before, because they talk about how Mark was shot in the head, and that's how he became the Avatar for Khonshu. So Mark gets control when Steven starts losing the fight, because Steven can't defend people because he doesn't know how to fight. And so he morphs, and then he gets the armor. We get to see the armor morph on him, and it's pretty cool. And he makes the jackal chase him, and then it gets impaled. This is the most violent thing the MCU has put out. And I like it a lot. It was really cool. And so Steven and Mark have a conversation in the mirror. This time Steven is in the body. Mark is in the body. Steven is in the mirror. And he refuses to give him control back because, like, now he has to finish the mission, and now he has control. And the episode ends in Egypt, and it's a great way to end the episode because you get to see Mark wake up in an unknown location. He walks over to the curtain, opens the mirror, and it reveals a pyramid. It's a great way to end an episode. I really like this episode. This episode was much better than the first one, I think, in terms of getting the plot moving. But I have a theory that I've seen somebody talk about, but I want to talk about it. So the theory I have is there's a third personality, because if you think about it, if you go back to when Steven realizes he's going on a date, Mark didn't ask because Mark is married. Steven didn't ask. Steven knows he didn't ask. So who asked her out? Third personality, I think. I think we're going to get that third. I don't know much about the comics, but I know there is a third personality. So maybe we'll see that. I wasn't sure. I'm not sure of how they'll do it because it might get confusing with only 6 episodes. But I think this might be my favorite show. My favorite Marvel show so far. But, I hope you guys enjoyed the weekly recaps because kind of like doing them. I hope you're enjoying the Twilight videos. They're kind of driving me insane. Not sure when Eclipse will be out, but it'll be out soon. If you're looking forward to that. If you're looking forward to see me lose my mind. But I'll see you guys next time.